it's damaging. There's nothing good. There's nothing good about it.
Yeah, there's nothing right about it.
No.
I think there's a dynamic here that's really important in that popularity does not equal permission. Just because lots of people do it doesn't mean you should too, or doesn't mean that it's somehow okay. What about things like BS? That's a bunch of BS. Or WTF. Is that, because that happens a lot.
I mean, abbreviating, get it?
A little bit, yeah.
Abbreviating something doesn't mean your intention is still there. And that's what we should be concerned about as Christians, is our intention. Your intention is to say, if you call something BS, you're calling it out as phony or silly. So was your intention to really use a curse word, or was it just to say that's silly? Well, say what you mean. Say that it's silly or lame. Don't use a word that means something much stronger and much more offensive than what you really mean.
Kind of hide behind the initials.
Right.
All right, what about this OMG?
Probably shouldn't say it.
But why? Because you're not actually saying it.
But you are actually saying it.
This one bugs me. OMG bugs me more than WTF or BS. It seems like if you take God lightly in language, you will take him lightly everywhere else. I mean, out of the overflow of the heart, the mouth speaks. I Instagrammed a picture of my 12-year-old's Christmas present on Christmas Day, and one of her friends got it, and it was like, OMG, I got the same gift, different color. I doubt in her mind she's thinking, I'm going to defile the name of God and then say, yay, I got one too. But I look at that and it's like I couldn't get past OMG. Now, she's 12, so it's not like, who raised you? But I mean, there is a sense I think that's one to take seriously. If we don't take that seriously.
I agree, and I think on top of that, when you use kind of a pat response like that, you are also robbing yourself of a real reaction. A lot of times we are given information and we respond with an abbreviation, a text little thing or something like that, rather than maybe even just sitting for a second and thinking about something real to say to someone. We just want to fill the silence so quickly, and these are easy ways to fill that silence. So, take a minute. Think about what you really could say.
It's okay to pause?
It is okay.
Okay. We're going to segue now to the inbox portion of our show. So would you please welcome here Mr. Ryan Miller and Asha Hanstead. Beautiful. All right, question number one.
Okay, so...
Oh, they need a microphone. Well, just belt it out.
Okay, how is God's intention of language different than how it is used today? Will language be different in heaven?
Ooh, thank you. Here, I'm going to have you read it one more time.
Okay. Oh, wrong. I'll just read it again. Okay. How is God's
It will be.
intention of language different than it is used today? Will language be different in heaven?
Is it on? Is the button green?
Hello? Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Okay, so how is God's intention of language different than it is used today? Will language be different in heaven?
I didn't get that. Can you read it again?
Claw.
OMG.
Thank you. Yeah.
Am I?
Go ahead. I'll chime in
Okay.
too, but go ahead.
Wow, that's a great question. I have never even thought about what language in heaven might be like, but it'd be so much fun. We're all gonna have. And they left. Okay. Hi guys.
Spanish? There are no commercials in Not So Late Night With, all right?
I can't even imagine. We'll all have perfect vocabularies and perfect understandings of language, and it'll just be fun. We'll all just be able to say what we mean specifically, and because being funny relies on being really specific, we'll all be hilarious. Sounds great.
So there's hope. I would think, too, I mean, it comes down to, it's the same as anything. Does it glorify God and bless other people? I mean, that's God's intention for everything, okay? For His glory and the good of others. And that works. And that's a great filter for our words, what we say, and how we say them. Number 2.
How can we distinguish what is just a joke and what can be considered offensive?
What makes something legitimately funny?
I have no idea, obviously. Not a funny person.
But you laugh. You're not like,
I do
I
laugh.
find that amusing. I mean, you please continue with your humorous banter, all right?
That's a tough question. That's such a tough question. That I think, you have to answer. You have to answer that for yourself. What's offensive versus what's just a joke? I mean, if you're saying something that at the heart is really cruel, then it's not just a joke. If you're saying something in a sarcastic tone that's mean, but because you said it sarcastically that makes it funny, it's not funny. So I guess I think if it's really cruel, if it's really mean, then it's not just a joke. I mean, if you're making fun of someone, it's never funny.
No matter how clever you are, because we live in a very clever society, and it seems like if your cleverness comes at the expense of somebody else's feelings, or your integrity in that, well, I wouldn't have said that if they were here, but they weren't, so I just zinged them and it was great, you've probably crossed the line there. And number 3.
Okay, so what are some practical ways to practice using better language?
Pause. Stop and think about what you'd like to say. It's not easy. I won't lie and tell you, oh, there's these 3 magical steps and you can use better, more precise language. It's not easy. It actually takes quite a lot of practice and thinking. Practical ways, though, what was the last part of the question? Practical ways to...
Oh, sorry.
Hey, guys. I'm up
Talking over here.
What was the last part of the question?
The last part of the question was, it was just one question. It was just, what are some practical ways to practice using better language?
Practice using better language. I think just avoid using cliches. Avoid using things like LOL. Avoid those trained responses that you're just kind of used to falling back on. Go the next step. If you're in a conversation with somebody and you're feeling like, oh, this is getting awkward, I want to end the conversation, go a little bit further. Ask one more question. I think asking questions is the best way to make sure that you yourself are engaged in conversation. Someone answers and then you respond. And responding with a question is always great because then it gives someone else something to talk about. I won't suggest reading the thesaurus, but it is a rather fun activity. Just for me? No? Okay.
Probably lost some credibility with that one there, yeah. But reading, though... Reading
would
works.
Be one of the better ways to increase, enhance, improve your vocabulary.
Yeah. Very good. All right, we're going to have the band come back again, and this one you can just sit. This is contemplative. We're going to have another... Need the microphone, Mr. Ryan. This is another song that features a word that tends to get overused. Enjoy, then we'll come back for a final word and be dismissed.
redemption by the grace in his eyes. If grace is an ocean without sinking, so heaven meets earth like an unforeseen kiss, and my heart turns badly inside my chest.
Can't see him, but Max McInnes has been on drums this whole time, so give Max a hand there. All right, for the final word, Ms. Fox, one more time. You can stand if you want. You can do whatever you want.
I like these. Stand on the ball and crack my head open. I'm just thinking about the anonymity that we have in our culture. And if you're not willing to be the face of what you've said, then it's probably not worth saying. There is so much language. As I've been saying, there's so many outlets for language. There's also that many more outlets for worship. So maybe think about using Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and conversation for being edifying to your community rather than destructive. And I think so many of you probably do that. I think I would be very proud if I were to read through many of your Twitter feeds and many of your Instagrams. So I would just say, keep that up. Thank you.
Good job. All right, I want to thank one more guy. Liam Collins has been doing lights and sound back there, so give Liam a shout out if you would.